Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your man Cigar Head Fred, and we are back again with another episode of Cigar Head TV, another live cigar review. And listen, this one has been in the works. I'm happy to have my big brother on, my brother from another mother. Shout out to Michael Brisdale. Master Your Ash is on. What's up, Mike?
What's good, Fred? How are you, man?
Hey, man, I'm making it, brother. I am making it today.
That's good, man. That's good. Happy to be on with you tonight, dude.
Oh yeah, man, it's cool to be on with you. I know we've been planning this for a little minute now, and we finally got a chance to get down and smoke this damn cigar, man.
Yeah. What was it like November we were talking about it? Maybe October?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been planning this for a while. We have been planning this for a while now. Let me get my cutter. I found my damn cutter, dude. Yep, got it. All right, guys. So if you guys saw the very much so entertaining thumbnail, we are smoking the Black Angus by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. And what's up, everybody in the comments? We got Hound Dog in the building. We got Enzo. We'll get to y'all's comments in just a minute here. I got it. So because of this blend, um, yeah, it's a mouthful to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and listen. I'm gonna give my best Spanish voice crack at it. All right. So let me know how I do. Let me know how I do. All right. All right, so check it out. So this is a 6 by 54 ring gauge. It is the strength is medium to full. So it has the wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano Viso Rosado. The binder is Colvito Tanto San Andres Negro, and the filler is FSG Ligero and Nicaragua Angelica Criollo.
Ooh, Angelica Criollo. Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. So you got yours cut up and lit.
Mm, just about to light it.
Let me go
We
ahead and
are
get
we
my.
are ready to go though. And it tastes spicy on the cold draw.
Yeah, you know what it does. It does. I feel a little tingle on the lips.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. What's going on, everybody? What you guys smoking? What are you drinking? What are you enjoying for tonight? Also, if you have smoked this cigar, let us know what your experience was with it, and we will get to your comments in here shortly.
Did you have a big meal before this one, Fred?
Yeah, man, I did. I did.
Mm.
I did. Did you?
Probably could have went for a little bit more, but we'll see. I'm never scared. It's all good.
Mm-hmm. You remember when you remember
Woo.
you remember when Warp dropped the first Maestro del Tiempo?
Mm, was that like 2020 or 2021?
Yeah.
I believe I remember it dropping. I don't remember ever trying it though,
Uh,
personally.
So I smoked that cigar. I did a review on it, and when I smoked it on an empty stomach, and surprisingly I was fine. I was a tad bit woozy, and I really like that because I'm a pepperhead. I like that,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit woozy, but I was good though. Listen. That cigar packed a punch, bro. It packed a punch.
I believe it, man. I believe it.
Mm.
What
So
was the
what are your
last one
first
that
thoughts?
I had I have a review coming out hopefully tomorrow. It depends on how much time I get tonight to edit it. It might come out a little late tomorrow because that's been my recent trend. But
Mhm.
either way, the next review that comes out is going to be the Los Statos Deluxe LE that DJ sent me last year.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
that has like PA broadleaf, Corojo Maduro, regular like Connecticut broadleaf in it. I mean, it's just a bold stick, and I could feel it. It
Mhm.
was like the closest thing that I've had as of late that I've really felt, besides like
Right.
Aka Khan or a Red Meat Lovers or something that has that extra kind of level to it.
Right. You know what? I haven't smoked like any cigars lately. You know what? I haven't really smoked any cigars lately that have been like hitting me in my mouth, so to say, lately. And
Hmm.
I've been looking for. Now I will say shout out to Sosa because Sosa. I reviewed a cigar today. Sosa sent me the Trophy
Welcome everybody. Oh, there you are.
Oh, what happened? I smoked Sosa sent me the Arturo Fuente Añejo number 46.
Hmm.
I smoked
That's
that
the
today.
that's the new size, the 46, or that's an
I
older
think
size?
I
Because the
think this the older size.
66 is the new one, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So 46 has been around.
Yeah, 46 been around for a while, but I haven't smoked any of I haven't smoked any of those. I've been wanting to smoke the 50. Now, because I looked the cigar up and it said it was it was much of a it was a full body cigar, and don't get me wrong, that had a nice little pop to it.
Nice.
Everybody's digging the hat, my guy. Yes, sir.
Just in time for spring. I also brought out tonight the first ever showing live of the Stone in black on
Oh,
black. So
there
you
you
know you can
go.
switch it up and go Stone if you want.
Hey, man, I like that. I
But
like
you know,
that.
yeah, playing around.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot
This,
about this Solita Red, man.
yeah, I think that Peter smoked it last night. He was saying some nice things about it. I think that Hound Dog may have ripped one last night as well because
Hmm.
they got their boxes in. So
Mm.
I think they're happy with their purchase.
Yeah, man. I think I have some coming in myself. Here coming up soon, so I'm pretty excited to smoke it and see what I think about it, man.
This thing has a pretty decent amount of body right off the start, man. It's not
Yeah.
like spicy on the retro hill where you want to sneeze or it hurts
Hmm.
your respiratory, but it really, like, you could feel it. It's like the
Yeah.
bass. The bass is hitting.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It
What's up, Greg?
really is. It really is. It's hitting. Like doing the slow retro on this bad boy, it gives me like I don't know, you know how like that those red pepper flakes have like that lingering spice kick to it. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I'm getting. Like it's not like it's not extremely offensive, but it's not, it's there. You know that pepper is for
sure.
sure there.
We used to do these garnishes for like this one cocktail where we would take Thai chilies.
Hmm.
And with a Thai chili, it's like a really small little chili. But if you make like a little cut on the end and then you throw it in ice water and just leave it for a couple of hours, it opens up like a flower
Yeah.
and you can, like, just put it on top of a cocktail. So one day I decided, I'm just going to eat one of them just to try it out by itself.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's like the Thai spice. It's like it hits you and then it just kind of lingers in the background a little bit, just like the red pepper flake.
Yeah. That I'm not, and you know what? I love pepper in cigars, but I'm not big on pepper with my food because it does, like, I mean, I don't mind eating it. I don't mind eating it. It's just it sends my ass right to the restroom, bro.
Yeah. How do you get your
Real fast.
how do you get your burgers and your steak cooked? Because you're
I
Texas.
do. So I mean, normally I do my medium well.
Mm-hmm.
I do my medium well, with the works. They got the little the onions and all that stuff that come on top of it. With I listen. It's pretty. I enjoy it. I
Most of my
enjoy it.
friends that are like Texas born and bred are like medium well to well
Hmm.
on their meat.
Yeah. I mean, like I've had medium rare before.
Mm-hmm.
Medium rare it's not bad. Medium rare is not bad. I just prefer it more like, medium well. That's more my speed. I mean, it's still good as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still good as hell.
I don't like it when a burger, like as much as I love medium rare, I don't like it when a burger just falls apart and crumbles like an actual beef patty, right? So anything that's like medium, where you still have like a little bit, but it has like a little bit more of a caramelization on the outside, I really
Yeah,
like too with
yeah.
a burger. Like I feel like there's so many ways to F it up when it comes to
Mhm,
burgers that,
mhm.
I'm a little less concerned about it always being medium rare. I would much rather have a little bit of give to it. It's almost like your draw on a cigar. I don't want it
Mhm.
completely open where it's gonna like crumble. I want it to have a little bit of give.
Right. And I'm not gonna lie to you. This cigar for me, it gives me like I like that last retro hill I just did. It wasn't so much of that pepper. Like you have like a little bit of a tingle in there, but it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's I was expecting. When you look at certain cigars, you expect it to be just like all the way full blown Mike Tyson, right
Hmm.
hook to the nose, like blow your teeth out of your freaking head. Yeah, I'm not getting that from this cigar at all. But it's for sure. I would give it I would give it a flutter jab by Muhammad Ali. That's what I would give it.
Flutter jab. I like it.
Yeah, I like that flutter jab, man. To let you
Now,
know, hey, like I'm peppery, but hey.
now you guys were originally going to do the Mike Tyson on Cigar Avengers, right? But then it ended up being Ray Lewis.
So no, so we already had the Ray Lewis planned to do
Hmm.
as a first cigar. We put like so we still have it on the list to do. Um, so we're like I think if I'm not mistaken, what we're what we're probably I think it's like number 4 or number 5 on the list of doing it. Like some of the guys are like, hey, bro, I don't know about smoking that damn Gurkha. I was like, hey, I know, but listen, we've smoked 2 Rocky Patels already. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
um, so I don't know, man. Well, we might just save it for for you guys to do on Unbanded.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because like after that Burning Benji series, which Pete and Hound Dog never really sold me on a lot of the sticks that they had to select because there's like a very finite price point where some of those exist.
Yeah.
A- After that Burning Benji's thing, they're super excited about doing like Flaming 50s and being able to have more cigars that will hopefully deliver in terms of like what they're paying for
Hmm.
than the stuff that just never lives up to the hype because
Right.
it's so hard to be a $100 cigar. It's
Yeah.
impossible, really.
Yeah. Damn light. Um, I think oh, we got a question here. The best coffee cigar
Mm,
for I'm not gonna lie. For me, not gonna lie. Coffee cigar for me.
that's what I'm
I
drinking right
have
now.
to say, yeah, you drinking coffee right now?
Mm-hmm.
The best coffee cigar, I have to say, I smoked this cigar the other day. We smoked it on Cigar Avengers. It's the Avo Expressions. The Avo Expressions. That's a really good cigar for morning time. Really good cigar to go with coffee. It's a really enjoyable cigar.
Nice. That's a good call. I did the best cigars with coffee video last year and the year before. So Adrian, if you go to my channel, you can check that out. There's some good suggestions in there, I feel like, where I
Very
kind
much
of
so.
talk, yeah, I talk about some of the stuff that isn't even on the list for that because it's like so hard to pick like five, but I also have to keep the
Hmm.
video shorter than 3 hours. So
Yeah.
otherwise, nobody will watch it. But I mean, I've always felt as though that if you're a coffee fan, most cigars are going to pair well with coffee just in general, right? Now,
Hmm.
cigars that give you a coffee flavor, that's a different story, right?
Yeah.
So there's like the warped is La Cocodrillo, I feel like is fantastic when it comes to pairing with coffee and also giving you like a slight coffee note.
Hmm.
There are other ones in there from other manufacturers, the Oliva Serie V that Tom mentioned, like that can
Yeah.
be fantastic both with a cup of coffee and to give you that note,
Hmm.
right?
The Nub Espresso that's another good one. I used to smoke the Nub Espresso when I was in college. That was an enjoyable smoke to go with coffee, especially when if I found that I didn't have class that day, I would go to the cigar lounge, pick up a Nub Espresso, have some coffee, and call it a day. That's a pretty good cigar that goes with coffee. I say also the Cuesta Rey by JC Newman.
Mm.
That's another good one that goes with coffee.
They have a few, like the Angel Cuesta, the Cuesta Rey, both of those. The El
Mm-hmm.
Baton, if you want something a little bit stronger, but not as
Yep.
like long. And
Yep.
then like the Hoya Antonio, Connecticut, that's a good one. Hemingway bestseller, it's a good call.
Yep.
Lawrence got a good one.
Let's see. Favorite favorite Connecticut cigar.
It's
Hmm. Hmm.
a good
You
question.
making me think on yeah, you making me think on that one for sure.
For price point, it's probably the Hoya Antonio for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if I'm just talking about favorite Connecticut in general, um, uh, it's tough.
I'll say for me, I'll go Cavalier White Series.
Ooh, that's a good call.
Cavalier White Series. That's a really good Connecticut right there.
Yeah.
Um, it's very underrated, in my opinion. It's very underrated. A lot of people don't pick it up because they think, I don't know. It looks like one of those cigars that might be something that like you just like I don't know how this will look if I'm smoking it. It's just one of those like it doesn't really catch the eye, but it's a really good cigar.
Yeah, the White Series is really nice.
Yeah, man.
La Vereda.
La
I like
Vereda.
that stick.
You know what? I want to try it again. I'm gonna try it again. When I had it, it was it was all right for me. It was all right. It
Mm-hmm.
was because I heard a lot of people talk about how good it was. And I'm like, all right, I want to try it. So when I tried it in two different sizes. I think I had the Robusto and the Toro. I can't remember, but it was all right for me. I want to try. I still have a couple of more in there. They've been sitting for a while now because I got them around this time, or maybe like after I saw you in Vegas, because it's been almost a year
Yeah,
since we met up in Vegas.
that's right.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Carlos and
listen. He said
Charlie's.
he said he didn't. He said he didn't drink with teachers, but he drank with me that day. We had a good time.
That
We had a really really good time.
was a blast.
It was, man. We're gonna do that again. But you know what? We had to flip it when you get out here. When you
Mm-hmm.
get out here, we're gonna have to go. Go have a drink and smoke some good cigars, man.
I don't remember smoking a lot of Archetype.
Mm-mm. Archetype kind of reminds me of you remember Argyle cigars?
I do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's been a while since I smoked one of those too.
Mm-hmm.
Enzo said, "Yes, I'm repeating jokes." So, what you thinking about this cigar so far, man?
I like it, man. I dig it. I think that it's solid. It has a nice complexity and depth of flavor to it that I enjoy. It's very like Steve Saka esque through and through.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
has the slight earthiness, almost like umami flavor that you get off of the red meat lovers, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely has like the heavier chocolate notes that you get off of like a Saka Khan or a Papa Saka in very small amounts.
Right.
But it's got like a nice little mix of everything, and it reminds me probably the most of the Mi Querida Green, the Bellicoso that got released right around the same time, but with more spice, more body.
Yeah.
My
You know
nose
what?
is actually like running.
Yeah. It is really.
Yeah, my nose is actually. I think that it's just because like the rain and the cold that we and the wind that we have going on. But yeah, like my nose is actually like a little runny.
Man, you know, well, I will say we had the wind that was out here yesterday. Listen, so I looked out in the yard. It was like it was pieces of my neighbors like their rooftops, pieces everywhere and like it like on the grass and stuff, man. It was
Texas and
every like
roofs, man.
oh man,
Jesus,
it's so bad. It's so bad.
you guys
So
got
bad,
hit
bro.
pretty bad this year too. Like winter wise, it was
Hmm.
nasty.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty bad. These past few winters have been pretty rough for us, man. But you know, I guess you could say we're kind of prepared for it. Not really, but kind of.
Yeah, it's rough, man. You never, you never expect like we had a one of our shutters blow off
Mm,
last year, and it landed like maybe a foot away from my wife's car, and it's just like that would have really sucked had it have like hit the car and messed that up, and
yeah,
you're never like prepared for it.
yeah. You're right. You're right about it. Are you getting any type of like I'm getting like black coffee, but it's not like I'm getting the like the coffee grounds. Like I'm getting that type of black coffee on this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's this umami mushroom note that I get off of it that I really like. And I'm
Mhm.
not the biggest like mineral earthy guy, but
Mhm.
it's very well balanced through the blend. And the coffee and the chocolate, I think that just comes in and out every now and then is definitely present.
Right.
What's up, Felipe?
What up, Felipe? All
Best
right, so
dank
because I have
musty
you on,
cigar.
because
Oh,
I
sorry.
have you on, we're gonna get to that comment in just a minute. Because I have you on, I told you in the chat that because of you, I got some grouse, and I'm gonna do a little pairing with this.
Okay.
So man, that's good stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just classic good stuff. Mm. Now you know what? This kind of brings out that umami flavor more, but it's
Okay.
kind of like but also it give me like an undertone of like a peanut, but it's like it's like an undertone of a peanut
Mm-hmm.
in there, and like with the grouse to me is a little, it has like it's like a little nutty to me,
Yeah, for sure.
and so it brings out some nuttiness in the cigar as well. I kind of like that.
I'm gonna have to go grab a scotch and get on your level here in a minute.
Yes, sir. Jonathan said the Black Angus was rich to me. If I had to describe it in a single word, lots of flavor. Yep, I get that. This to
Mm-hmm.
me, like it starts off pretty bold and complex with flavors, and that's pretty impressive to me.
Yeah. No, I'm digging
Uh,
it. Got the big boy, the
yeah,
1.7,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, man. I got the big
Nice.
boy, and like they're so inexpensive here. Like the big boy, that was like 20
20.
bucks, bro.
Yeah.
They're like 20 bucks, like 18 to 20 bucks. It's a no
No,
brainer.
I love it, man. It's good stuff.
Hmm. So, so for on your end, because like you are the master when it comes to cigar pairings.
Hmm.
You're the master, and when it comes, and not just with just alcohol experience, but with beverages in general. So if you go, so what do you have? Like, do you think this cigar will pair well with like for my for people that like tawny ports or wines? Do you think this cigar will go well with that?
I think so, but my concern with it would be that at a certain point, the tawny port and the wine is going to be too sweet without the alcohol to really match up with it. Because, like,
Hmm.
what we're trying to do is we're trying to peel back different layers of flavor. And cigars that have this much flavor and this much complexity, you really
Mm-hmm.
need to have a decent amount of alcohol in order to get there, right? It's
Right.
not something that a beer, a wine, or something that's only fermented and not distilled is typically going to be able to do fully.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can rip apart some flavors if you have some coffee with this. You can take apart some flavors with a soda. You don't necessarily need alcohol in order to experience different flavors at times.
Mm-hmm.
But when you add alcohol to it, you're opening up different receptors.
Right.
And the sweet science that there is that you're going to smoke this cigar for an hour, let's say an hour and a half, most cigars. So
Mm-hmm.
you're constantly trying to reinvigorate your palate throughout that time frame so that you can taste new things. You know, I was talking with one of the local B&M shop owners just yesterday out here in Vegas, and he was commenting about like some of the videos that he watched and then commenting on mine. And he was saying that like for certain people, when he first started watching YouTube videos, a lot of the reviewers were saying like first third, second third, final third. And there's no cigar that gets blended in the world for a first third, second third, and final third. You know,
Right.
like there isn't like we add the Lajero right here and we put the, you know, a little bit more down here or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like it gets blended a certain way and there are
Mm-hmm.
transitions and you know, for the sake of blogs, which was where it really started, you can
Mm-hmm.
categorize things first, third, second, third, final third for confluence. But realistically, the cigar is always offering you a flavor.
Right.
You just have to be able to receive it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I went with the pairings and why I'm so adamant about it, because it's
Mm-hmm.
designed for you to be able to capture more flavor at the end of
Right.
the day and enjoy it
Okay.
more.
Yeah. I totally agree with that, man. And I remember when I first started doing reviews back in 2020, bro. I think like my second cigar review I did. I think what was it? Was it the I think it was the JFR Lunatic, and I paired it with Basil Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't, the pairing thing for me, I was like, I'm just gonna stick to the cigars, man. Like, but the way you do it is masterfully done, and it's like,
Thank you.
nobody else is really doing it like that, and I gotta commend you, bro. I love your stuff. I love when you put out great content, bro. And it's not. I'm gonna tell you, your reviews remind me your review, well, other than because he didn't do pairings, it's just his cigars were short and straight to the point,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, and that's how your stuff is, but it's more like it's more added to because of the pairings, but cigar artistry.
Okay.
Yeah, like you guys have the same length like with your videos, but of course, he doesn't do cigar content anymore, but it's just
Right.
it's just great content, and I love when you put out videos, bro. I love it.
Well, I mean, I think that we all get inspiration from each other in a certain way, shape, or form, right? Like
Hmm.
when DJ first said that you were planning on making a comeback and stuff like that, and I had the opportunity to watch a lot of your catalog, you know, there's definitely exciting things that we all take from each other. And I think that, you know, I saw a lot of Ron Real stuff when I first started. And I
Hmm.
loved the way that he did like the March Madness thing where it was bracket
Yeah.
shootout stuff. And I see
Yeah.
Carpy do that a lot now too. Cigar Carpenter, who
Hmm.
actually he was nice enough to send me this cigar. So this is
Yeah.
actually all due to Cigar Carpenter that I even have this. And we were able to do
Hey.
it in a more efficient time frame. So shout out to
Yeah.
Carpenter for that.
Shout out to Carpy.
You know, but he does his shootouts, man, and those are fantastic. It gives people like a A and a B to make a comparison right then and there. So it's
Hmm.
like I think that as the community and the culture of cigars keep on evolving, as long as we're creating that inspiration where like I would love to see more people do pairings, you know, and like
Hmm.
it doesn't have to always be like just the master mixology guy does them. Like I think that there are a lot of people that enjoy sipping alcohol and smoking cigars
Hmm.
at the same time, right? It's just one of those to where, and this goes back to the conversation I had yesterday, not a lot of people feel confident talking about the flavors that they get out of booze or
Right.
cigars because they feel as though somebody's going to disagree with them. and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to discredit it in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that as we reduce the stigmatism around it, as we reduce some of kind of like the mysticism around it too,
Mm-hmm.
more people will be open to the idea.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. And Tom, Ron is he's living life, man. That's from what I hear. He's living life. Doing this thing. He's a fireman, so he's
I
he's
got to
doing
grab
he's
some
doing this
scotch.
thing. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead. So everybody in the chat, man. For those who are just tuning in, we are smoking the Black Angus. Great cigar right here, man. We're really enjoying it. Um, it pairs very well with this grouse. I'm really enjoying it. What are you guys smoking? What you guys drinking? If you are drinking anything right here in the chat, let me know. And yeah, man. If you smoke this cigar, let me know what you guys think about it too. I'm getting to the comments. I know I'm a little slow with these comments, but keep them coming, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in to what we got going, man. Shout out to Colorado in the building. Let's see. Yagua. Oh, Yagua. I had the Yagua. I had the Yagua. The Yagua's a pretty good cigar to me. Oh, there we go. Yes, sir.
So we're
Wait,
going to go unpeated.
there we go. Wait, Enzo said Black Angus was my sister's nickname because she's dark skinned. Oh, all right.
Love it.
Is that the cigar soccer release at some event? I'm not. Did it release this at an event? I
He
don't
may
think
have
so. He
before
may
it
have.
became a shop exclusive, but it's a shop exclusive right now.
Yeah. How's the burn on your cigar?
Burn has been a little wonky. I
Yeah.
I did a quick Humi check because I left it in the pack that Mike sent,
Yeah.
and that had like a 69 Boveda in it. So this was
Hmm.
right at 65. But I mean, it's got some pretty heavy leaves in here, so I'm guessing that it probably just held on to a little bit extra moisture,
Yeah.
on like the inside or at the top or something. Because
Yeah.
it's been like so. I touched it up once, and we're still a little bit wavy, but nothing terrible.
Now mine, the burn's a little wonky. Now I think my wrapper's starting to kind of unravel on me just a little bit, but it's not taking me out of the smoke. I don't know
No,
if you
you're
can
in the
see it. It's
game.
like right there. But yeah, but I mean, because I had this in the Dropbox for the past week and a half. So listen, this thing was more than ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Fred, I got to say something, man.
What's up?
Getting a lot more nuttiness out of this now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of wild how
Mm-hmm.
that goes, right?
Yeah.
But that's the point of it, is just like activate a receptor, get some more flavor.
Yeah, you're right about it. Now, are you getting any more pepper? Are you getting any more? I'm not getting it.
No, no.
I'm not getting it at all. I did a full. You can pretty much like retrohale this entire thing like all out.
It actually has like it doesn't have the flavor of, but it has the body of the Don Dorma on the retrohale.
Mm.
Because like that retrohale has got like this waffle cone kind of thing going on with the sweetness, and this one has more on the spice savory side for sure, but it's got
Uh-huh.
like the same amount of, I guess, of intensity or complexity on that retro. Like there's something to Saka's blends where like he blends them for people to enjoy both on the palate and on the retro so
Right.
well. It's
Right.
like it's crazy.
I totally agree. And you know what? I will say that this cigar kind of it has meat lover tendencies. Like
Mm-hmm.
it has some similarities to the meat lovers.
Yep.
I would say for me, because I had the beef stick. I haven't had the filet mignon yet. I
Mm-hmm.
have one. I have the filet mignon. Which other one? I'm trying to think. Which one? Which there's another
There's the
that
porterhouse and the ribeye.
I had the ribeye. Now this reminds me of the ribeye. The ribeye to me had a little bit of a sweetness to it.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I smoked the porterhouse yesterday. That's what
Hmm.
triggered the conversation with the B&M owner. And
Yeah,
then, yeah, so that's what, because he's like, man, you're smoking a porterhouse kind of early in the day. And I'm like, well, I just got done doing the deluxe. So, I'm feeling mighty fine. It's cool.
yeah, yeah, man. I'm enjoying this. I would like now this is not a this is not a cheap stick. I wouldn't when I looked up the MSRP on this bad boy and I mean
Yeah.
it's not stupid expensive, but it's up there a little.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I read the Sokka little excerpt on Half Wheel about it before we started the show, and he said, be prepared. You got to come out of pocket a little bit forward, and it is not
Mm-hmm.
cheap, but
No,
it's also not crazy. It's not an Atabey Black. It's not
no.
a Rocky 100.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right about it. You're right about it. But I will like the way that it's smoking right now. I would pay. I saw MSRP on it's $30 a Mathis. About 30.
hmm
It's a roughly around like 29, $30. Depends on where you are.
yeah,
But I've seen mainly it's like $30, $30 a stick. And I mean the way that it's smoking right now, the flavors that I'm getting, the boldness of the flavors that I'm getting, it's I would pay $30 to smoke this cigar.
yeah. I think it has to be. It's one of those where if somebody's looking for a Saka blend that they can enjoy after a celebration of some kind, a birthday, a nice dinner, something like that, I think that that's where this really lies. Right? It's not going to
Hmm.
be your everyday. Let's pull on a Black Angus, but
Yeah, yeah,
it has its place in the world for sure.
yeah. It does. And I will say that this is a celebration cigar for me. Finally hitting 2K after a 2 year hiatus.
I was going to ask you about that, man.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Hey man, if I mean, hey, if it feels good, man. It feels pretty good. Just coming back after 2.5 years of not doing cigar reviews, just to come back and put in the work for it. Put in the work, do what I love to do, and there's a result, and I'm pretty happy about it. I'm ready to keep growing the channel. And of course, we're gonna do this collaboration again because I
Oh
love
yeah,
having
man.
you on here. You already know.
Likewise, man. I always enjoy catching up with you, dude. It was nice to see you in person finally last time you were out in Vegas, and hopefully I can make it out to Texas soon too. I have Miami coming up because we're doing judging in May for the Spirit Awards as that expands to Miami, and I think that they might be looking at Texas as like a third expansion, possibly as soon as next year. So
Yeah,
that could take me out there, or just on my own volition, kind of thing.
yeah,
You
for
know.
sure. Tom, the name of my channel is Cigar Head TV. That's the name of my channel. Um, Mathis, the strength is this is medium to full. It's medium to full body. It starts out full blast. It'll
hmm
it'll hit you in the mouth. I wouldn't say a Mike Tyson right hook, but I will say it's about
Pepper
I
jabs.
yeah, it is. I say it's a stiff jab. It's that because Mike was the master of the peekaboo style, and if you know what that peekaboo style is like, okay, peekaboo pop. That's exactly how the pepper is in this bad boy.
hmm
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Carpy
Appreciate
just
it,
showed up
John. Thank
too.
you.
What's up, Carpy?
Shout out to Carpy. What up, Carpy?
Thank you for supplying the Black Angus tonight, sir.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and
you.
we got to give shout out. This cigar was sent in to me by my brother Steven Sewell. I appreciate you, brother, for sending me this cigar. Ah, man. So with your well, I know, so I've been smoking cigars for 13 years. I know you've been smoking cigars way longer than me. You've been smoking cigars way longer than me. So I would say, I know you probably told this story, but I would love to hear it again. What was your first experience with cigars like?
So when I was in college at UNLV out here in Vegas, I was also working full time. I had worked full time since probably my like junior year when I was like 15 and a half. Started off part time, but eventually moved to full time at Best Buy of all places. Right.
Hmm.
So I was selling electronics. And as I went to UNLV and I had been like kind of at the same store for 2 or 3 years and started to develop some friendships, started to notice that a lot of my friends that graduated high school were throwing house parties. That was just
Yeah.
an easy way for people around our age in Vegas to not have to go out and worry about their ID or anything like that, because
Hmm.
they crack down heavy out here on
Right.
DUIs, on IDs, all that stuff, right? So it was just easier to have people over the house to enjoy an alcoholic beverage, and smoke or whatever you wanted to do. But
Yeah.
I had this idea that I wanted to rent a hotel room when I hit 18 and have my coworkers join me and party at the hotel room.
Hmm.
So I started throwing these parties at hotel rooms, and I slowly realized that in order for people to want to stay at the parties, I would have to like kind of man the alcohol a little bit. And this kind of goes into like the origin story of like bartending just in general.
Yeah.
After grabbing a couple of bartending books, if I just stood back there and pretended like I knew what I was doing, I could at least prevent people from number one, overconsumption, and number
Hmm.
two, that they didn't drink all the booze in like the first hour and a half of the party. So I was like this makeshift pseudo bartender at my own party, trying to just make sure that everybody had a good time and that the party lasted a decent amount of time. So it was like maybe the third or fourth one that I threw, that one of the guys that I had worked with, he was a little bit older, and
Hmm.
he was like, "Hey man, I wanted to, say thank you for inviting me and like not gouging people at the door, doing anything crazy. We just got to hang out, chill, enjoy the party, meet new people. Is it
Yeah.
cool if I go down to the gift shop and grab you a cigar? I'm going to have a cigar." I'm like, "Sure." So he brings up a Romeo y Julieta in tubo, just
Hmm.
the Dominican, General Cigar blend, and he hands it to me. At that particular point in time, the only cigars that I had were cigar wrappers, or wrappers that could have been utilized for cigars but were utilized for a flavored Swisher Sweet or Black and Mild.
Right.
And most of the time, those didn't even have tobacco in them. They were re-rolled with some other things, right?
Yeah.
So I had blunts up until that point in various forms, and I liked, like the flavored swishers and some of the flavored Black and Miles just on their own.
Hmm.
Like they were cool. The wine tip Black and Miles, if anybody's
Hmm.
familiar, like those are cool.
Hmm.
Russian creams were another one that I really enjoyed in the White Owls, I think they were.
Yeah. White House. Uh-huh.
So I had hookahs, I had the blunts and the blunt wraps at the time, but I had never actually had a cigar. And he's kind of like walking me through it. And I'm tasting this thing and I'm like, damn, like this is so much different. Like it's got flavor, like real flavor.
Hmm.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So the next day I wake up and I got like a little bit of cigar left on my palate because I had never smoked something for that long, that,
Right.
that long of a duration. So my palate was a little jacked, but I was like, okay, I enjoyed the flavor that I got off of it.
Yeah.
So I want to try this again. I find the closest cigar shop to me. It's down the street from my house, like a couple of streets down. I go in there, and just like everybody needs a mentor, because my father was never a cigar smoker. I didn't have any family members that had smoked cigars in front of me or around me ever. It was completely new. So I go into the cigar shop and the guy's looking at me, like looking at the cigars, asking me if I need any help. And he's like, what do you like to smoke? I'm like, well, I smoked this one last night. And it was about
Hmm.
3 times as much because it came from the gift shop at the Mirage.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. Well, here, let me lead you over here. This is an Arturo Fuente Hemingway short story. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and I think that you might like this. It's only about $5. back then.
Oh boy, so nice.
Yeah, yeah, and mind you, we still had like 30 or 40% tax, maybe even 50 at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just like, I think that you'll really love this, and sure as heck, man, I smoked that cigar, and that was it. I was there every single week, sometimes multiple days a week, trying out new cigars, and the rest is history. That was like 2002, 2003.
You make me feel so young. 2002, man. 2002. I was in the fourth grade.
I was, yeah, let's see, 2002. So I was 2003. I was 17. Yeah, so it had to be 2003, 2004,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah,
legal
man.
smoking age was 18,
Yep.
and I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I listen. At that time, I wasn't even thinking about cigars, man. I wasn't even thinking about cigar. Listen, I never forget. Like I tried the white owls because, like of course, same like you. Well, other than like the story of my grandfather, and I've told this story so many times. My grandfather, so King Edwards, that was like before they were machine made, they were just regular handmade cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather told me the story that when he was younger, my great grandfather was heavy in cigars. He worked on cars. He was big on smoking cigars. He would have he's my grandfather said that my great grandfather would have oil on the cigar and still light it up and smoke it. That's how I'm like, hey, that's true commitment right there. That's commitment all the way. And
Yep.
so he picked up one of his cigars one night. He said he was maybe about 8 or 10 years old, and he smoked that cigar. He said that he went to sleep in the pig pen on the farm, in the pig pen, then woke up and went to his room and slept up under his bed with the pillow. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't want any parts of any type of old cigar like that. Don't give me any cigar like that, man. But like just trying so that's the only history that I have of people that smoke cigars. Like my dad, he'll smoke a cigar every now and again, but he smokes a pipe. So
Hmm.
um like just the first true cigar that I had was it's a boy cigar. And
From
I
Fuente.
think it was the Fuente one. and
Nice.
and it was and it was my cousin's birthday. And I was like, I'm like, hey, 20,
Hmm.
let me smoke this. This is pretty cool. It's different, Like I was always, taught to be different and to stand out, do something different than everybody else. And so, nobody was really, nobody my age that then was smoking cigars. They were like, that's for old men. I'm like, hey, well, I guess I'll be that old man then, because I enjoy this. And so I
Yeah.
just kept, trying different stuff. Like I would get white owls and I would get that stuff and smoke it. I think I smoked the black one time. Like it's not for me. That
Hmm.
wasn't for me. I was like, yeah, that's not for me. The white owls, I was smoking white owl every now and again. And then I really started to build my palate up, and I was the Perdomo champagne. And um then I was venturing out with the flavored stuff. And I never forget one of the best flavored cigars I ever had was from a friend of mine. She went to Jamaica, and this cigar was fused with rum and sugar cane. And I was like, this cigar is amazing. This is good. And then
Right.
like it was I couldn't believe it was infused, because it still tastes like a cigar, you know? So
Sure.
but that was just from here on from there on in. I was smoking cigars, and that was the thing for me. And it's funny because now all my friends that I went to college with, they were big in smoking weed. Which, I mean, hey, to each his own. That's all on you. And now they're like, hey man, what cigar should I get? Hey Fred, what you think about this cigar? I'm like, hey man, listen, try it. If you like it, then I say keep on smoking it and build your palate. Find some cigars or ask around for some cigars that's around that, that's like around that's similar to the cigar that you like. And
Sure.
and keep building that palate up and keep smoking. And that's what they do, man. It's pretty cool, this whole little cigar journey. And just over the time, how much you watch your palate really mature over time. You know what I mean?
Is there any food that you used to love a decade or more ago that you can't stand anymore? What's up, Terrence? What's up,
Hmm.
Sal?
That's a good one.
Like something that you remember 10 years ago, you could have it multiple times a week and now you're just not big into it anymore.
Well, all right. So 10 years ago, that's college time for me. So
Mm-hmm.
ramen noodles and peanut butter and jellies was that was a thing for me. So I have to go with the well. I'll still enjoy a peanut butter and jelly. Like, I have kids now, so
Dude, a peanut
you
butter
know
and jelly when you're
a peanut
sick,
butter and jelly.
that
Yeah, that's
thing
undefeated.
hits.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
undefeated right there. So I can't get tired of a peanut butter and jelly. But I'll say the ramen noodles. Yeah, and I've tried it. I've tried the dry. I remember we talked about one time the dry ramen noodles, eating it. With the put the seasoning on the dry ramen noodles and eating it. I've
Mm-hmm.
done that before.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
That's interesting. Like for me, I was never a huge top ramen fan. My younger brother, loves it. But my wife was raised in Japan, so going to Japan and having ramen out there, and then also eating at the ramen places here, there's like a different level to it.
Right.
So for me, I guess I never really like stopped enjoying the flavor of ramen because I didn't have top ramen as like a go-to.
Mm-hmm.
But there are foods that, like, I mean, I remember when I was in my 20s, I used to love like broccoli and chicken. And
Yeah.
now I hardly ever eat chicken. I try to always have some different protein source because it's just like, unless it's marinated by like a Cuban restaurant or like a Mexican restaurant or something like that. That's the
Yeah.
only way that it's ever good to me. I don't even like
Mm-hmm.
it in barbecue anymore. I'm going
Mm,
for like the pork and the beef. Like give me the brisket, give me the slow roasted pork, give me all that. Like I don't
what?
yeah, chicken. I would rather have turkey. Honestly, I would rather have turkey meat than chicken meat. It's just
Really?
boring. Yeah, and then like salmon too. I
Salmon?
Yeah, I laugh at people that like cooked salmon. I only like eating salmon raw in like sushi
Really?
bars. Yeah. Yeah. Like
I
fatty
I,
salmon,
I have to
salmon
try
belly.
it raw. Cause I mean,
Yeah.
like, here, we grill a lot of shit here.
Oh
We
yeah.
put, like, grilled salmon, grilled chicken. But I mean, with chicken, I I love chicken.
Mhm.
I'll tear some chicken up, man. I love
Yeah.
chicken. But I will say, like, I haven't really been. No, I'm lying. My wife just got chicken the other night. Nope, my wife just got chicken the other night. I was eating it.
I mean, the overarching point that I'm getting at is just that like your palate always changes, like,
Hmm.
and I'm sure that I'll love chicken once again. And I still like I just had a chicken bowl last week. It was fantastic. We had this Cuban
Right.
restaurant that just opened up. Absolutely
Hmm.
fantastic. Black beans, rice, the whole nine. Like when it's done right, I love chicken wings. I just
Hmm.
cook salmon and just basic chicken. Not really, not really a fan. Like I need the seasoning. I need the marinade. I need some
Yeah.
love added to it.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
All right. So I
See,
mean, all right. So now I know. So we can't go to any barbecue spots when you get out here.
no, 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 no. Like, give me all the brisket, bro.
Okay. Okay.
Give me
Okay.
all,
Okay. Okay.
give me all the brisket, bro. Like, come on.
Okay. All right. Cause listen, cause I'm telling you, like, we have some beef ribs, man. That will. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah,
Woo.
yeah.
Listen, those beef ribs, dude. Man, hey, those beef ribs have you flipping shit. I tell you.
Corey, man. I mean, mom's cooking though. It's
Uh,
funny because like my wife will text my mom and ask her for recipes so that she can make some stuff for me. Because there's like just some signature Italian dishes that she used to put together, and it wasn't like traditional Italian. It was like whatever. But
yeah.
yeah, there's like something about like spinach fettuccine and like she does like a tuna noodle casserole or a tuna noodle salad essentially that I
Yeah.
absolutely love. green beans, like the whole. Yeah.
You know what? I gotta say, I'm not a big tuna guy. Like, listen, growing up, I watched my dad make tuna fish. I cannot stand it.
Dude,
And just
I am
same.
tuna all the way my whole life.
Dude, I tried. I really tried. Like, when your parents try to make you eat shit growing up, and they
Sure.
try to make me eat that shit, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. That and my dad he likes to eat sardines, the canned
Mhm.
sardines. Put it
Love
on
those too.
some crackers, like put on some
Yep.
crackers. I'm like, oh
Bro, throw them on my pizza. Throw them on
no,
my pizza.
oh no, no, no.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But I tell you one thing that I'll never get tired of, and my kids have really just brought this spirit of a grilled cheese out of me, like
Hmm.
a good grilled cheese, man, because they love it. They love, kids love grilled cheeses. They like cheese, and man, like making a good grilled
Making me
cheese.
so damn hungry. We're just out here to make the chat hungry. Like what we stopped reporting about the cigar 30 minutes ago. Now we just got on making chat hungry.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, listen, listen, it's so many ways you can do a grilled cheese. You can do a gourmet
Mhm.
grilled cheese. My personal favorite, make a bacon
Oh.
grilled cheese. That's my personal favorite. I think really you put bacon on anything. If you put bacon on anything, the shit'll be good.
So now with the bacon, right? Applewood smoked
Mm-hmm.
on a
Mm-hmm.
grilled cheese.
Whew.
That's
I have to try that because I normally have the hickory smoke bacon,
okay.
or the maple. I've had maple bacon on a grilled cheese, and
Oh,
that's actually pretty goddamn good.
sounds delicious.
That's actually pretty goddamn good. It's pretty
I love
surprising.
maple smoked bacon or maple bacon.
Yeah, that maple bacon is really 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 good. I remember my mom. One time she took some maple bacon and she mixed it in with the pancake batter, and
Oh,
I was like,
oh.
bro.
My
I
big
was in love.
request from my mother was always chocolate chip pancakes. That was my
Mm.
thing. Whenever my cousins from New Jersey would come by, we would always get chocolate chip pancakes. Like that was her thing. So I always liked chocolate chip pancakes, but maple bacon pancakes, sounds awesome.
Hey, Ben said you got to be an honorary Avenger. Hey, man, he already is. He already is, man. He already is. Oh man. That look. Shout out to my dad, my mom, and my dad. They're in the chat right now. We have the
Oh man,
same
that's
name.
awesome.
Shout out to my pops,
What's up,
man.
mom and dad?
Listen, deep fried peanut butter and deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are with some powdered sugar on it. It's
It's
so
basically
good,
like
bro.
a Monte Cristo that you got going on, or what's the
Basically,
other one? Yeah.
the Monte Cristo. Oh man, and I miss Monte Cristo sandwiches. Oh, bro.
I know that
Monte,
like Hound Dog is a big proponent of Disney because he's like right there.
yeah.
But my favorite Disneyland experience, my whole entire life, was going and eating at the Blue Bayou and getting that Monte Cristo sandwich that they have there. That thing was so damn good.
You know what? So I've never been. I've never been. I want to, of course, like that's it's in the works. We plan it. Taking the kids and stuff, so so they can experience it. And I
Mhm.
just know I just want to go. I've seen the Monte Cristo sandwiches there, and I'm like, this looks amazing, and I want to try it. And also, I heard that's a really good place to get drunk too, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the around the world kind of experience with California
Mm-hmm.
Adventure and stuff, dude. And like
Mm-hmm.
their cocktails are on point. Some of the people that have consulted for Disney over the last couple of years, like my buddy who does mixology down in Orlando does all of their stuff for Disney World. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, like they have some top tier people, man, working for I mean, obviously it's Disney, but
Yeah.
we got here Leather Rose, Fat Bottom Benny's to Lennox and Cosechas, huh? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the palette evolves, dude.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, and those aren't bad choices. I mean, like the leather rose, like I reviewed the leather rose a long time ago, and that
Oh, thank you.
cigar, I haven't
Right.
smoked it since then, but I remember it being pretty damn good.
Thank you.
I remember it being pretty damn good. Like, I haven't smoked it in a while. Now, the Lennox is awesome. I have to say, my favorite LFD cigar has to be it's the Lavocata in the Lonsdale. The Lavocata,
Mm.
that's one of my favorite LFDs. I know some people shit on it, but that cigar does me right every time.
Have you tried the Solis?
No, I have not tried the Solis.
I have not either.
I've heard it's good though. I've heard it's really really good.
We may have to run this back, Fred, with the Solis, you know?
Hey man, I'm all for it. I'm down. I'm down to clown.
Mhm.
I'm down to clown all the way.
I feel
How
like
far are
once
you
we
with your
got to
cigar?
the second, third, oh, I was just about to comment on it. I feel like once we got like to hear my band fell off, um, like I accidentally like just opened the back end where the D is for Dunbarton, and it just
Yeah,
slid right off. But I feel like once we got into the second, third, the flavors have remained kind of the same. Like this is
yeah,
probably where the transition slowly started to, just taper off.
yeah, yeah. You know what? I say this. I agree with you. It's pretty much like the same thing. Now, I mean, I'll be surprised if we get any flavor changes at this point.
Hmm.
But I mean, the flavors that we got right now, like I've been getting like just savory, nutty, umami. Is
Hmm.
just it is and like it has that it's like a sweet umami with this as well. Like it's that sweet umami texture, that flavor.
Hmm.
Um, that it has like a savor. It's like a savory nuttiness to me on this.
Yeah, man. Thai peanuts.
Yep. Yeah, hey, there you go. Yep, there it is. Mm. So for if you were so if you were on an island by yourself and you just had these cigars, would you
Okay.
be happy with it? Would you be happy to smoke these the entire time that you're on that island by yourself?
Yeah, no, I would not complain. As long as I have cigars on the island, I'm good.
You're right.
You know, But it's one of those to where like I feel the the benefit to having as many brands and as many lines as many cigars in total as we have now, as opposed to when I first started smoking, or you first started smoking, or anybody who's much older than us, dads, grandparents, stuff like that, first started smoking, right, is that we have so many options. So
Yeah.
it's one of the things that helps develop the palate for sure.
Hmm.
But I most certainly would not complain about having something like this where there's at least a ton of complexity. It
Hmm.
has both savory and sweet at times. Like I think that Saka really knocked it out of the park with this one.
Hmm.
It's it's really good. And I felt the exact same way about the red meat lovers too, because initially I got it when it was just the event only stick. I
Right.
sent that one to EKB.
Hmm.
And then as he released it as kind of a full regular production blend, it got better and better in the newest iteration than anything that I had ever had in the red meat
Right.
lover,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I agree. And I will say with if I'll put it to you this way. If I'm a fan of the bronze back, even though the bronze back did get a lot of shit on on the consistency issues and shit like that. But I overall it was a really good cigar. If I would add this cigar to my, to my little repertoire, I would put this cigar into my belt, and I would this. I mean, again, this wouldn't be like a daily smoker because of the price point. But if it
Hmm.
was around, like if this cigar was around the, the same range as the bronze back, I think this would be sold out everywhere. Like you know what I mean?
Even the red meat lovers MSRP,
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
that I think that that would probably be, because that would fall like right underneath Sin Compromiso and right underneath Saka Khan, which I
Hmm.
will always kind of view as Saka's kind of flagship lines.
Yeah.
But I think that the majority of people that enjoy Sin Compromiso, like one of my good buddies, that's all that he smokes. Um, and I think that he would like this so much more. Like this is right up
Right.
his alley. Savory,
Right.
bold, complex, all that stuff, right? So
Hmm.
if you're a fan of either Sin Compromiso or Red Meat Lovers, I think that you'll be pretty satisfied with this smoke overall. You might not
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the price point being almost double, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that's just kind of the way the industry is nowadays. And to have something unique where it's all top primings of Florida sun-grown tobacco, it's not something that's a very common thing. I mean, even with the FSGs by Drew Estate, right? Like Willie blended those in a much different way than Saka blends this.
Right,
So,
right, right.
you know, and those are decent, but they're not like this.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. He said, so what is the longest time you guys have taken a break on smoking cigars?
Mm.
Uh when I took my hiatus from doing cigar reviews, I did not smoke a cigar for about a year and almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. I didn't I give it was close to 2 years. I say about a year and 9 months. I didn't smoke a cigar for about a year and 9 months. That was as long as I went.
Mine was probably pretty close to a year. There was a time where I was working a ton because I had just started with the company that I'm with now.
Yeah.
And I was also single and just really like living very, very fast paced and not in like conducive environments that afforded me the luxury of like sitting back for an hour and a half or 2 hours smoking a cigar. They either
Hmm.
the places that I was at, they didn't allow cigar smoking. There were a lot of casinos that banned them, so it wasn't like I could just light one up in between. And I just wasn't going to like lounges and stuff as much. I was living by myself at the time, so I would say 2015 to 16, I probably only smoked maybe 8 cigars between those 2 years, but it was
Hmm.
probably like once every 3 months or 6 months that I would have one.
Yeah.
I just wasn't really like into that's why when I started the channel, there were a lot of brands that I was not familiar with. I was not familiar with Crowned Heads when I
Right.
started the channel. I was familiar with Saka and Drew Estate. I was not
Hmm.
familiar with as much Dunbar when
Right.
I
Right. Right.
first started the channel, right? So
Hmm.
there was a small learning curve for me in starting the channel and trying things that I had not tried because when they blew up or they became popular, like I wasn't tapped in the same way.
Right. Yeah, and I totally get that, man. Like coming back into the cigar review game, and like for me, it's a lot of brands and a lot of cigars that I'm like that because I didn't when I took my hiatus, I took a hiatus. It was
Hmm.
no like no cigar, nothing. I wasn't looking at anything, I wasn't buying any cigars, so I didn't know anything. I didn't
Yeah.
know anything. I mean, I knew about, I still knew about the brands that I knew about at the time. And it was a lot of brands that no longer put out cigars, and I was like, oh shit, damn, they don't have cigars anymore. But, it
Yeah.
was a learning curve for me as well this past year, seeing all the stuff and, doing, I had to do my homework again. I was like, oh, I like this homework. Now, the other homework I didn't like. The actual school homework I didn't like, but I like this homework.
Absolutely. 100%. I agree.
Let's see. Brody, yes, I think you'll like this
Yeah.
cigar, bro. I think you'll like this cigar. Plus, you've been smoking banger ass cigars anyway, bro. So yeah, this to your banger list.
Well, Lawrence happened to win the the giveaway, so
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
tried to make sure that there was some good stuff in there. I hope that he's enjoying it.
Yeah, man. So also I got a little announcement. So since I hit 2K, um it's a blessing. I'm really thankful for it. So I'm gonna do a 2K subscriber giveaway.
Ooh.
I'll post a video about all the logistics of it. You gotta pay attention. You gotta watch the videos because I may throw it in the video. So you gotta be on the lookout for that. Gotta be on the lookout. But I will say how many cigars I'm gonna throw in the pack. It's gonna be a total of 15 cigars. 15 cigars out of my personal humidor, and I'm just gonna throw some cigars together, and you're gonna get it. So whoever wins it, good luck. I'll give all the rules and all that stuff.
I'm actually
All
going to
that.
add to it too because whoever wins the giveaway for Fred, I'm going to throw them a brand new spruce hat. So Fred can shoot me over the details for whoever
Yep.
wins, and I will throw down a hat, and I'll send you some other stuff too. So I'm going to throw in on
Yes.
that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So be on the lookout for that video. It may be in a review or it may be a separate video. You just gotta stay tuned. Gotta stay tuned. So I'm if I had to rate this cigar, I'm gonna rate it now because I mean I don't think there's gonna be any more flavor changes in this cigar. Not this it's not the
Hmm.
like the flavors to me right now, and like here's where we are. I wouldn't say the flavors are like getting washed out, but they're more so just kind of just
Coasting.
there. Yeah,
They're
just coasting.
coasting.
It's on cruise control right now. So I don't think I don't think it's really gonna get any. I don't think we're gonna experience any different changes in this cigar. But I'm impressed with this, and like I think like my only experience with FSG is I remember cigar prop had talk about Florida sun grown cigars, and I think I had one, and I don't remember my experience with it, but I will say I like it in this cigar. It's pretty damn good.
Hmm.
It's pretty damn good. I enjoy this, and it goes very very well with this grouse that I'm drinking. It brings out a lot of nutty flavors in this cigar that I don't think like. Do you think without drinking some scotch, do you think that we would get the nuttiness in this cigar?
I think that some people that have very sensitive palates would probably pick it out, but not the majority of the palates out there personally. I know I was drinking coffee when we first started up the show,
Hmm.
and I was really not picking out any of that stuff. Then you started
Right.
with the scotch. I grabbed the scotch, and I'm immediately like, oh, there it is,
There it
kind
is.
of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I was to say like what I would pair with it, I think that scotch is a great call. I think that any of the bourbons, you don't need to go crazy because once again, the body is there, the intensity is there, but it's also not
Hmm.
like full bodied. I wouldn't call the
Right.
cigar full body. I would say like medium to medium plus is kind of where,
Yeah.
and I think that that's what we said when we first started. That was like kind
Yeah.
of what Saka and everybody had described it as.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that ABV wise, you just want something that's like at that 35, maybe 40%
Yes.
that goes up to, you know, 50.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I also I gotta throw this out there for all my, MD 2020 lovers. I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't personally. That's just me. If don't get me wrong, I'm sure we've all had our experiences with Mad Dog 2020, but I wouldn't drink an MD 2020 with this cigar. I wouldn't do it.
but if you have some original Four Loco though,
Oh yeah, hey, hey, listen, if I think you'll be running down the street butt naked with the cigar in your mouth.
hell yeah, looking for barbecue.
Yep, looking for barbecue.
Looking for barbecue.
Yeah, I think so. Rav said good stuff in your opinion. And yeah. Oh, in your options, what cigars uh are close to a Padron flavor profile? Hmm. Mm, what you think, Mike?
I think that the some of the Dunbarton stuff, but an exclusive amount of it is very
Mm-hmm.
similar. There's when I smoked the Los Statos Deluxe with the PA broadleaf and the other broadleaf and the Corojo and all that stuff,
Yeah.
it was very reminiscent of like a fuller flavored Padron in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then also like some of the stuff from Lampert can mirror it here and there in like the Maduros that I've had from them. I talked about like the 2023 Limitada for me was a lot like a toned down version of the Atabey Black,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
for a minuscule price point. But that Limitada 2023 really shines, I think, as kind of an alternative to Padron cigars. And I think that
Right.
selected has that with like the Byrons of the world and some of their different lines where you get a lot
Mm-hmm.
of that, once again, savory umami stuff, but also more of a Padron to me has always been like coffee and spice. It's like chicory coffee.
Yeah,
That's the best way that I could describe a Padron cigar with like a flavor, chicory coffee.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna piggyback off of that. I agree with that. Because I mean, or I'll throw in. Hmm.
Ooh, Olmec's a good call. Peter put
Yeah,
that in there.
Olmec. Yeah, Olmec.
That's a good
Or
call. Some foundation stuff.
if for anybody that knows Hiram and Solomon, I'll say the Traveling Man.
Okay.
The Hiram and Solomon Traveling Man.
Woo. Spice just picked right back up on this.
I was just about to say but I
Damn.
also get like a little bit of leather, a little bit of leather
Yeah.
note. That leather's coming in. I'm like, listen, I'm licking a brand new Michael Kors purse right now.
It's a Toomey bag.
Yeah, man. Tatuaje, listen, the pork tenderloin is undefeated.
That may be I don't know, the DB Kappa Especial, bro. That was pretty damn
Oh
good when it
yeah,
came out
yeah,
too. I
yeah,
smoked that damn Boris last week. That was disappointing.
yeah. And you know what? I watched your review and I wanted to get it because I love Tatuaje, but
So do I.
I yeah, after watching your review, I was like, I'll pass. I'll pass. The face
Ooh, the
redux.
face. The
The
face
face redux.
redux.
The face
Mm-hmm.
redux is a fire cigar.
It's a damn good
Fire.
cigar.
Very damn good cigar. And I'm not gonna lie. So the I rem- so the and out of the cigars that you sent me or that you gave me when we met up, that
Mm-hmm.
the tiff that you had, that like it was super aged, bro. But
Yeah.
listen, that cigar didn't miss on the pepper at all. But it had
Yeah.
so much flavor,
It's kind of
so much flavor.
crazy, like how night and day the Tiff and the Chuck are, because the Chuck has
Mm-hmm.
never really come around in all the ones that I've smoked since I bought that box. But the Tiff is tolerable and quite pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys think there'll be any
Ooh,
tariffs on cigar?
now we're getting
Ooh.
political. I love it. Hold
Oh
on, let me
boy.
grab where's the red master your ash hat? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There's no there's no red master your ash hat. Not yet. Oh, calm down. It must be the
Oh
scotch. Hold on.
shoot. Man, honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I truly don't know. I mean, I hope not. I mean, because I'm.
It's hard to
Yeah,
say, right? Like,
yeah.
because most of the tobacco importing countries
Mm-hmm.
outside of, like, the thing is that Mexico with San Andres, right? Like that tobacco gets sent to a factory in Nicaragua or somewhere else and then gets put together and sent over. So it's like, I don't know. I guess
Mm,
only time's going to tell with that.
yeah. Facts. I
Yeah,
I
I
I, I
mean,
I agree.
we've taken so many price increases over the last couple of years. It's like, what?
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's definitely one of those things where we'll have to see within the next year or so, how things are going to play out.
Yeah, Jonathan said like he's not targeting those countries, and I agree with you. I think that it's more so like the places that are really abusing the amount that we get charged by them kind of deal, and it's also kind of like a bargaining chip. I mean, it's been so wishy-washy with like, okay, we're going to start it this day, then we're going to pull it back, then we're going to, I feel like most of it is like he's playing a game with them. Like it's just,
hmm
where can I get them to concede a little bit,
Right.
you know,
But I
to
I
make
think
it. Oh, well,
politics are nothing but a game anyway, and
right.
it's nothing but a game. Who plays the game better than the other, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just one of those like. That's why like me being a history teacher, I have to teach like politics in a way. Like after for the kids to understand it, I have to put it in game form for them to
Yeah.
understand it. So that's pretty much all it is. It's a game. You really it's really chess. You really have to play your play your parts right. If you don't, then you're gonna fuck up a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And that's really how it goes. And yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, man. Like it's one of those things to me that we just have to see. We really gonna have to see how the next year goes. I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised either way.
And
That's
like
just how I
another
feel
thing
about
too is that like how much is being imported from any one country, right?
it.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with cars and with different different things like oil, for instance, right? Thousands and hundreds of thousands of barrels at millions and millions of dollars, right? Like we import more cigars than pretty much any other country next to China, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still like millions of single sticks, all in varying ranges and price points.
Right.
And the majority of cigar smokers are probably smoking cigars under $10, if we're
Pretty
being
much. Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
right? So it's like how much does that take in order to really like level out as opposed to a $50,000 or a $90,000 German automobile,
Right.
right?
Right. You know what? I mean, of course, he's not targeting those countries, but I mean, we'll see how this shit plays out, man. Because I know we get it's so much shit that we
Yeah.
get here, and that shit within itself is just yeah. It's hopefully it doesn't turn into a shit show. I
Yeah.
don't think it will. I don't think it will, but yeah, I think cigars will be fine. I think cigars will be fine. That's what I think.
Yeah. I think so
I
too.
I keep high hopes for the cigar community because we have enough shit on our plate already. You know, you know, a lot of people don't like us. They a lot of people don't like us. Like, oh, you stink, or oh, that stinks. Like, all right, you stink. That's just kind of how I feel.
While they drag their cigarette.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. So I have a question for you.
Yeah. Shoot.
Right now
Hmm.
in 2025, we're 3 months into 2025. What has been your most favorite cigar right now?
Hmm. That's a good question. I really enjoyed the Pangu by Chamale
Mm,
from Mike and
hmm.
Sean. That was pretty fantastic. I think that their latest release is getting sent over to me right now from another shop.
Hmm.
So I'm excited to try that, the one with the blue
Yeah.
band.
Hmm.
Um and then let's see if I go if I cheat and go through my reviews so that I
Yeah.
don't forget anything. The Suma by Ferio Tego, that was really good. In the Toro, the Power Ranger Opus X, I mean that was what it what I always remember it being. And then yeah, there it is. My favorite cigar this year, no doubt, is the Amazon Basin for
Oh man,
2025. Yeah. That
listen.
I've
Oh,
smoked through half of my box. Half of my first box. I bought two.
oh,
Actually,
dude,
technically I bought three, but Pete's got lost in the mail that he was sending me. So I have two.
dude. Let me tell. I missed out on the boxes. I missed out on the box. I have one more left. That like I got a 5 pack of them. I missed out on the boxes, bro. Oh, balloons. Oh, so it's giving me balloons that I missed out on the boxes. I hate iPhone.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, no fireworks? What the did I turn
I don't know.
reactions off? Damn
Let's
it.
see.
I did. I turned reactions off. All right, hold on.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. We're back on.
Yeah, man. So the review on the Pangu came out today, and listen, I have I'm glad I have some more of those. I think they're sending me some of the blue bands as well, so I'm pretty excited about that blue band. Really enjoyed that. But I have to say that the basin, the 2025 basin, really put me in the mindset of smoking an older basin. Like
Hmm.
it really it smokes just like a aged basic from like 2015, 2014. And
Yeah.
like though that's a really good cigar, bro. I don't
It's
have experience with Ferio Tego though. Like I have maybe one. Steven sent
okay.
me one. I don't and I saw it. I think it's something like 10 year. It's an exclusive
Hmm.
cigar. I don't remember what the name was. I thought I had the Suma in there, but I don't have it. The timeless. It's the timeless 10 year something, I think. And I don't have much experience with the Ferio Tego, but I want to Michael Herclocks. He seemed like a good guy. I want to try his cigars out. Try them out and see if I like it or not. I'm pretty excited about that.
Michael's a great dude, man. Like, I haven't had a lot of FaceTime with him. Even at TPE this past month, I was only able to go down there for an hour on Friday because we were
Yeah.
closing deals at the end of the month and we had a lunch break. And I was like, okay, I can go to the convention center. I can take my lunch and be back in an hour and a half. So we had like 2 hours, and it's not like one of those things where you have to clock in or clock out, but we had like a hard back in the office at 2 p.m. to close out the rest of the month
Yeah.
because it was like the 31st.
Mhm.
So I drive down the convention center. I pop into TP as I'm talking to Vlad from Som Cigars, who's going to be with us on Unbanded on Saturday.
Yeah.
He's like, he has his rolly bag and he's headed back to the airport, her clocks. And it was just like I couldn't even get 5 minutes to say what's up and thank you for sending everything out. But I mean, we've talked several times over social media through message,
Mhm.
and I know the DJ had him. He did the interview and did all that stuff, which was great. I think that he's a stand-up guy, and
Mhm.
I really love the fact that when he was promoting Ferio Tego, he talked about the um, elegancia and the other line, and he was talking about like white wine and red wine pairings and like just the
Mhm.
body and the flavors. So that was
Yeah.
what immediately drew me to those lines.
Mhm.
I reviewed the Metropolitan. I thought that it was okay. It was decent.
Mhm.
um but really that Suma, I think, sets a great stage for him because it's like you're coming from Nat Sherman, you're rekindling a lot of the love that brand had, and I was never big into it when I first started smoking, and then it was gone.
Mhm.
So I didn't
Right.
get a chance to experience it. So Ferio Tego to me is kind of like it's investigating something that happened before my time, so to
Yeah.
speak. And
Mhm.
and that's what I look to try to draw from it is like where does that inspiration come from and how has it evolved since
Right.
they created this thing. So
Yeah.
I'm inquisitive of it. I'm very open to it. I think that's an important brand to investigate further.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh shit. I just asked. Hold on. I just asked myself. I'm in the truck right now, so let me get this shit off. Hold on. I still hear you, but shit.
No,
Up,
you're
yep.
good.
We're in this part of the live, guys.
Take care of business, man.
Hold on.
We're like right at the end too. You
Yeah.
almost made it.
Yeah.
I Javi, I have not tried the gas station sushi yet. Sanj, I don't know. I got to call Sanj, see what's going on. But I have not tried the sushi. There was the Anthra last year. I think that I saw that he re-released the whatchamacalls it, the blend supporting the doggos. So yeah, and that one was decent. That was a solid one.
All right. Man, I wanna try more Sun cigars, man. I think I had the Oreos tail.
There it is, Oreo's tail.
The Oreos
You
tail,
said it,
yeah.
and they typed it in the chat. Yeah, Oreo's tail. It's that time of the review.
Yeah, man. The Oreos tail, and I had the Antra. I smoked the Antra. I reviewed that not too long ago. I
Mhm.
enjoyed that cigar. I want to try more of his stuff, man. And really, really, have because I mean, I always watch him go live, I always
Hmm.
watch him go live. That shit is so he's a funny guy. He
His
doesn't look
character is
very tall. He doesn't look very tall. Just like
no. Him
it,
and I are the same height, as are you. Like
yeah, okay.
we're
All
all
around the
short
same height.
kings. We're
Yeah,
all
so we
short
are
kings.
like yeah, short guys that talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That's basically that's basically what it is. Hell yeah, man.
We're
I
the bark and Hound Dog's the bite.
pretty much yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
he's like damn near 6'2".
Uh,
And
oh,
Enzo's pretty tall too, I think.
yeah, yeah. Now I always say this. I'm 6'9" in my heart. I'm 6'9". I'm 6'9". I'm a tall guy at heart, but
What
I'm
was
not all that
what
tall.
was Royce's line about that? He's like, I'm 5'9", but I got a something to choke you with, or something like that. Like there was
Yeah,
always a Royce to 5'9" line that I
yep,
always loved.
yeah, man. You know what? And we reached this part, so I want to talk about. So I remember when we met up, we were
Uh,
talking about old school shoes that we wore, or
yeah.
that like especially because I had on my
You had the
original
Iversons.
AIs.
You had on the
Yeah,
Iversons. Yeah.
yeah, man. So I have so are like what where it did you wear like Grant Hills and all the other stuff?
I had I had a pair of Grant Hills because he played for the Magic and I was a huge Orlando Magic fan growing up.
Hmm.
But it was like kind of after his prime, and he ended up always getting injured and stuff like that, which
Yeah,
the Magic have a curse against them. It is what it is.
yeah.
But I had I had the Sean Kemp Moonman shoes, the all silver and black.
Hmm.
Those were kind of out there. I bought my first Jordans in high school after I started working. I
Hmm.
never had Jordans because they were so narrow. And it's not
Hmm.
that like I don't wear wide shoes, but it never felt comfortable on my foot.
Right.
Like the old Jordans. The
Yeah.
new ones are fine, but like the old Nike shoes were just never really comfortable on my feet.
Hmm.
So I think that when he came out with the tens or the nines, which one was in the Carolina blue with the weird tongue?
I think those were the nines.
I think they were the nines.
I
Chat
think
might
they were
know.
the nines. Yeah.
When
I
those
think
came out, those were actually comfy
yeah.
for me, which is weird. But I enjoyed those. And then Kobe did the Adidas commercial where he
Yeah.
threw the ball through his legs from his back.
Yep.
And that Adidas shoe I had to have because I was
Yeah.
just like, that was the sickest commercial I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that commercial. I never forget that commercial he did too, when he jumped over the Lamborghini.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it was, you had to be there. You
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
be there. But that dude, man, that was unreal.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you. So, like, being a teacher around these kids now, like they're big on the LeBrons, and I mean, like, don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
like they're cool shoes, but I like the old school shoes. I always get a classic pair of icy white K Swiss, and I wear those. And I like, man, those shoes are classic and they're nice shoes. They're super nice. And so like my students, like they're like, hey man, why you got on bowling shoes? I'm like, these aren't bowling shoes. Like, these aren't
K
bowling
Swiss
shoes,
K
man.
Swiss used to have stores, man, like
Like what?
standalone stores. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like
But yeah,
they
we're
didn't
just old
know.
now.
Yeah, they didn't know. And like when I wear my Iversons, like, oh my God, those because I have I have three pair of Iversons, right? So I have the
Mhm.
classic red and white, and I have the classic red and white. Then I have the blue and white joints, and then I have the anniversary, the white and silver, the 25th anniversaries. And so I had the 25th anniversaries on, and they were like, "What shoes are those?" I'm like, "You know who Allen Iverson is?" "N- No, who is that? I said, "Oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
Oh
Can't
my
can't talk to you
God.
anymore, kid.
Hey, listen, get out of my face, kid. Like, move out of the way, man." I'm like, "You don't know who Allen Iverson is?" No, I don't know who that is. So I told them to look him up. And they came back like, "Oh, dude, he was cold and he wasn't tall." I said, "Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he was a little guy.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on." I want now. I saw a pair of Mugsies.
Mhm.
I saw a pair of Mugsies, and guess how much they were?
Hmm.
They're $105. I said
Wow.
I would. I'll snag them. I'll snag
Yeah.
them. I'll
Yeah.
get those. I will grab those, and also I'll get the Shaq shoe that when he was with the Magic.
Yeah.
The what like the what were those called? Like the crazy something. What were those called?
Those were a chat will probably get to it before I do, but yeah, I remember those because those weren't expensive.
Mm-mm.
And being that I was a huge Magic fan, I always had to have the Shaq shoes. And they
Yeah.
weren't like his shoes were never expensive. Like he always had that deal with Walmart and Reebok and
Yep.
everybody else where like they were pretty economically priced. I remember so I bought when I was playing ball still, it was like in middle school because once I hit high school, everybody just got so much taller than me. It wasn't feasible.
Yeah.
Shaq,
The
yeah,
Shaqnosis.
Shaqnosis, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
So like you remember the video game too that Shaq had back in the day for Nintendo? What was it?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Shit was
remember
awesome.
the
Shaq Fu.
yeah Shaq Fu. Yeah, because he was big. He was big into the like he was big into like the karate stuff. He was like
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Pippin
And
did
listen,
have some sick shoes.
I'll never forget his classic movie, I Am Kazam.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on, man, that's classic Shaq right there. Classic Shaq, man.
And doesn't everybody like confuse Sinbad for Shaq or something like that in that movie? Isn't that
Yeah,
like
he
a
has
culture
Shazam.
lore? He had Shazam.
He has Shazam. Shaq was Kazam. So but of course they say that he said it doesn't exist, but it really
Right.
existed. But if you look at it, he was a lot older or some shit. Like it was,
Yeah.
it's really freaky. It's really freaky.
Because I remember watching the Sinbad one when I was a kid with Phil Hartman, house guest, when he pretends to be the dentist, Phil Hartman's like
Mm-hmm.
lifelong college friend, and
Yeah.
like, hang out at his house and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, he said something about Pippen. All right, I got something to say about Pippen. All right. So for those who don't know, Scottie Pippen has a bourbon, and it's called Digits, and that shit is horrible, bro. Oh
Straight
my
trash.
God, that shit is horrible. And also, like, listen, the picture on it, you see him holding a basketball, and his hands. He has really fucked up fingers. Like this, like his hands are not appealing at all. And like, bro, his it's really really bad. Like, if you see it, if you want to try it, go ahead, be my guest. But I promise you, that is a bourbon. I treat that bourbon like how I treat Gray Cliff cigars. I give it to people that I don't like, that I don't fuck with at all. That's like a bourbon that you would give to somebody that like, hey, that doesn't really drink bourbon, and you're like, I don't want to give you any of my good shit, so I'm gonna give you this shit. That's exactly what it is.
Hmm.
It's not. Have you tried that?
I have not. It has not
Uh,
made its way out here just yet. I'm sure that he's probably hit the Chicago area pretty like hardcore.
mm, it's been out for a while. It's been out for a while now, and it's
Hmm.
not. It's not good, man. And I'm like, how is it still on shelves? I
Dude,
don't
you
I
want to
don't
talk
get it.
about a coffee cigar? Grey Cliff, when they were still like making that stuff in the Bahamas, like back in the day, they used to have one called like the PG or whatever.
Yeah,
It came in a brown box.
yeah. I saw that cigar. Yeah,
That cigar was delicious back in the day. It's a shame. It's a damn shame what ended up happening with that brand because they used to have, like, when I first started smoking in the early 2000s, they had some bomb ass cigars.
man. You know what I heard? I've heard. I have a couple of buddies that's been smoking cigars for 35 years and stuff. So they
Yeah.
say, man, like, we know how much you hate Grey Cliff, but Grey Cliff used to make good cigars. I'm like, when? Let me
Yeah.
win. Because as long as I've been smoking cigars, they've been trash.
I don't even know if it was that they were really good. I think that there was just a huge difference between quality back then. And
Yeah,
also, there was that appeal that you talked about at the beginning of the live, where you had a cigar that had like the rum and sugarcane kind of
yeah.
flavoring going on. And
Hmm.
I think that they just had that in the Bahamas, like nailed to a T, because it was like their factory or their rolling center or wherever they were importing the tobacco and then rolling it up was like right down the street from Atlantis, I feel like, back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like all the tourists go in there. They would get like, here's our sweet tips, here's our this, here's our that, and then this is what we export. And I
Yeah.
just think that, they had that Caribbean kind of zing to it.
Mm-hmm.
They gave
And
it just
now
essence.
it's just Caribbean trash juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think that it's Caribbean anymore.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think so either. It doesn't taste. You listen. Like I heard, I heard descriptions of like, man, you can one of my buddies said, man, you could taste the Caribbean in the cigar. It was just so I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
nice because when I smoked it, I just got battery acid and shit. So I'm like, what happened? Like, what happened? Don't ask me how I got battery acid, okay? Because I really know what battery acid tastes like. Okay, I was an adventurous kid in my day. I
And
was,
there were a lot of cars being worked on and
yeah, it
cigars
was,
being smoked.
yeah. You're right about it.
Mhm.
Right about it. So, all right. So now, since we're here with the cigar, what would you if you had to rate the cigar? I know you don't have a rating system. I know you
Mhm.
don't really rate, but if
I
you were
mean,
to rate the cigar,
there's
what would you?
single stick, 5-pack, box worthy. I kind of stick with that, just like
Yeah.
three choices. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So if you have what? So is this a box worthy cigar?
I think that they're only available in boxes of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would lean closer to a 5-pack. I would say 5-pack because once again, I don't think that this is a cigar that I would want to smoke more than once or twice a year. Personally,
Okay.
me. So for
Right.
me, if I'm rating it, I'm thinking that I can smoke this once a year and try it with a year of age, 2 years, 3 years. And at a certain point within that 5 years that I have, there's probably going to be a sweet spot that I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to celebrate with this again this year,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would be totally happy with that. And I think that I also think about the price and I'm like, well, a 5-pack of this would be about 150. So
Right.
that's 50 to, what, $100 less than I'm going to spend on another box of Basins before the year's
Mm-hmm.
up. So
Mm-hmm.
I can fit that into the budget.
I feel it. I feel it. So, like, cause I know our rating systems are totally different. So,
Mhm,
like, cause I know you rate it, but in your way of saying like a 5-pack, or you'll definitely commit to buying a box or something.
mhm,
But I know for me, when I say a cigar head certified, or a cigar is solid, cigar head certified for me is like most definitely I'm gonna get a box of these. I'll get a box of these. For
okay,
me, when I say a solid. When I say a cigar is a solid, most definitely will commit to a 5-pack, a 10-pack if it's available. If they have a box, then I'll get a box. If they're only available in the box, then I'll grab that box. And this cigar for me, I'll give this a solid because I say the final third of it, of course, like you get more of the earthy,
mhm,
leathery type of notes, but I mean, it's not overbearing to where it makes the cigar unenjoyable. You still get like a little bit of that, like more so the umami flavor and stuff is more so as an undertone. And now it's really, it's just, leather, that leather, that strong, it has a strong leather to it in the final third. It's pretty strong. So this overall for me is a solid cigar. If they had this cigar in a 5-pack, or I would definitely, or I would say I would get a few singles if if I could, splurge a bit, get a few singles of this cigar, because this wouldn't be a cigar that I would say that I would smoke. I agree with you. I wouldn't smoke this cigar like, more than just a few times a year.
mhm.
um, this is something that I will most definitely smoke. This is like a celebration cigar, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's a celebration cigar that, which I'm glad, celebration. I can smoke it. 2K, we hit 2K. Then also my 1 year wedding anniversary is next week on the 14th. So,
congratulations early.
and I appreciate it, brother. So, this
I
is
mean,
a,
that's what you
all
were doing out in Vegas. We
yeah.
were celebrating. We were celebrating
Uh-huh.
for
We
that.
were
But
celebrating. Yeah, man. We talked about it. Yeah.
mhm,
So yeah, man. So this is most definitely a cigar that you can really, every once in a while. And I think like over time, this cigar will be even better, will get better and better as time progresses as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hmm.
I can see
Most
that.
definitely. Most definitely. This so for me, this cigar is most definitely a solid. It's been man, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoyed this cigar
Likewise, dude.
overall.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
man. Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. I I really enjoy having you on. We for sure we're gonna do this again. You already know we're gonna do this again.
Anytime you want to do it, man. I always
You already
enjoy
know.
hanging out with you, dude.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. It's been an awesome experience, and just being able to, what I'm saying, smoke a cigar with you, and even though it was way better when we smoked cigars in person, but
Yeah, with no cameras.
yeah, with no cameras, and we were just chilling,
But
man.
chat's been great too. Like
Oh
they had
yeah.
some good questions, man. They were engaged the whole entire time. Shout out to chat, dude. Love all you guys.
Hmm. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you guys, man. And if you are not subscribed to Master Your Ash, my guy Michael Brisdale, make sure you go over there and subscribe to his channel, man. He puts out great content and he's just a stand up guy, and I love him to death. He's my brother from another mother, man.
Hey man, same goes for you, dude. Like Cigar Head TV, Cigar Head Fred, like Cigar Head Fred, he was doing this before I was. He was doing it before Hound Dog was. Like he was a fixture in the community. And I think that it it's one thing to have people just start their channels. I know that we had a question about it today too that I think that
Hmm.
we may have skipped over about it. But I think that the biggest piece of information for it is just that there are a lot of people that have done it before all of us.
Hmm.
You being one of them that did it before of all of us, and it's a great thing to be able to have you back with us and to have the Avengers, to have everybody together. Like the whole entire point of what we're doing with Unbanded and what we were doing with Infamous and what you guys are doing with Avengers, right, is just to have a collective kind of, you know, thought process where
Right.
we get to enjoy cigars together and we get to enjoy each other's company together. It's one thing that
Hmm.
we've been able to actually spend time together, have a couple of cocktails and a cigar and hang out, but
Yep.
it's a whole other thing, you know, to keep that ongoing and to make sure that we always kind of refresh all of the new viewers and stuff like that to each other's content.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's all about sharing and growing together as a community because, like I said earlier, we have enough shit on our plate already as is.
Yep.
It's a lot of people that don't like what we do. They compare what we do to cigarettes, and that's not us at all. And with that, that's a whole different conversation within itself. But it's enjoyable to be a part of the cigar community, especially a cigar community that's together and not like looking at it as a competition. Like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I gotta do this before he does it. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And
And
and a lot of times before it was like that, and
yeah.
now it's
And I think that there's like, not to cut you off, I apologize, but
no,
like
no, you good.
your Panguru review today, like I got through about half of it before I had to jump to my next meeting, but I fully plan on watching the rest of that. And I think it's cool to, even after my review, or like Cigar Hound Dog did his, what was it, like just a few days ago too, like to
Uh huh.
have everybody's take on it too is
Right.
really cool. Because
Yeah.
I didn't watch reviews until I started the channel, and then I was like, okay, who's this Ron Real, who's this Cigar Prop, who are these guys that are doing it now, and is anybody talking about whiskey, or is anybody talking about spirits, is anybody
Right.
doing a pairing, is anybody doing this, am I biting too much on somebody's channel, what is
Mm-hmm.
cool that they do that I would like to do in my own way, like that's what it's all about, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever I see like Cigar Hound Dog incorporate AI to make a song at the end of his video,
Oh
or,
yeah.
or something insightful like the stuff that you do, your thumbnails, all of the creativity, I think is fantastic. The way that EKB would blend in movie clips, you know, like he was Tarantino. It's just
Yeah.
there's a certain element to that that I hope that people pick up on and that never goes away.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. And I know we have some stuff in the arsenal that that I have some stuff for sure planned for us. I'll tell you more about it when we get off of here.
Cool.
That for upcoming, just to bring more excitement to you know us doing more cigar review collaborations and just getting because I think that's that right there brings the community closer. And you're getting two reviewers, and they both give their opinion on the cigar that they're smoking, and that's exciting because it's whatever, like, everybody that love you, that watch you, they get to see someone else that they've never seen before, they never heard of. What
Mhm.
they get to watch and see how they smoke a cigar and what their experience is, and what their experience is, what that cigar is like, and it's vice versa. And I think that, like I said, I'm trying to be the T-Pain of cigar reviews. I really am. T-Pain made, like, the dude went on a collab spree for a whole
Yeah.
year and did nothing but collaborations, and every single one was a hit. And it was just like, I'm on that journey, and I'm looking forward to doing more with you. And we got some shit coming. We most definitely got some shit coming, man. Most definitely got some shit coming, bro.
I'm
I'm
excited, man.
excited.
Let's do this again soon.
Hell yeah, man. So with that being said, y'all do us a favor. Give this video a like, comment, subscribe to our channels. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video drops, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all remember, stay lit, stay humble, and stay smoky. All right, y'all, we out. Peace.